Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Anthony with Simplified Profits with over 23 years of experience. And today we are going to dig into a quick market update. Unfortunately, we are, for liability reasons, we're kind of not doing any more transparent account videos. Long story short, but we're still crushing it. Now, I will touch base on some trades in here, but really just putting that kind of financial information out there. We may update the performance here and there, but you're kind of leaving yourself open for a lot of risk as far as, people just seeing your financial information, getting your financial information, and people that may, want to know how much money you got. Really don't want that out there. But we're going to dig into just overall market updates going forward. And as you can see, usually I have the 50-day moving average on my chart. Today I have the 100-day because that is what SMH hoping it will bounce off of. Okay, now if you look at the weekly's at the 20-day moving average, which is that middle line right there. With the weekly and the monthly do look like they could still pull back, farther. We could come all the way down to this 163 support area where it broke out from. That would be another 17% drop. If you're in SOXL, that'd be about 45-50% loss. So make sure you have money to average in on that position. Now we did enter SOXL. We entered it basically on the daily sell off, and we've been adding to that position. We got cash flow to continue to lower our position in it. But over the last week, we've seen wars with Iran and Israel. We've seen, I think, Taiwan Semiconductor said they're expecting chip growth to slow down. It's a lot of stuff going on out there, ladies and gentlemen. The world is kind of getting crazy. I think, we'll see spending start slowing down as people are just crushed with debt right now. Interest rates are high. It's not really looking good. And that economy, this may be a time where the economy, you start seeing it reflect in the stock market. So now triple Qs, they have already broke that 100-day moving average. And that could continue down to the 200-day moving average. If you look at the weekly, it could level out right about there. The weekly will be oversold probably in a few weeks and it'd be touching that bottom Bollinger Band. So, you could easily see that. Find some support right at 400. Just looking at that weekly chart. But daily, the daily looks like everything is kind of broke down on the daily. Now, SPY, that is oversold and looks like it could find support at that 100-day moving average. Weekly chart right at the 20-day bar. But there's some support that, where it broke out would be about 478. Or we could see it come back down to that 200-day moving average, which right now is 466. And the monthly chart, that 478 area, you can see the support that, where it broke out there. Could definitely pull back though. This market's got room to pull back. That's why we've been staying cautious this year. We haven't been participating in full swings. We've been locking in profit and just moving. USO, let's take a look at that. As you can see, just looking at the monthly, it definitely has some room to run. That's the weekly chart on that. But, it has hit some resistance. May pull back and break out a little bit. We'll kind of see what goes on there, especially with everything going on in the Middle East. XOP, which is oil producers. This may be a good one. Now, it's oversold. I'd like to see it hit the bottom Bollinger Band. That breakout support, which wasn't really a strong breakout right there. It didn't really hold, but this could, get a good 5% rally, which in the leverage version would be 10 to 15%. And Dow Jones, it is the only one that is oversold on the weekly already, or just about. So UDOW would be almost a pretty good safe leverage swing trade. Now, Dow Jones doesn't move as much as the other ones. So, wouldn't be a big of a profit if you're trying to swing up on it. But then again, it could be a much safer play. As you can see, it's monthly chart, 366 area, 360 area. Probably find some support there if it doesn't already, which honestly, 200-day moving average would be 362. So hopefully it would stay wouldn't break below that 200-day moving average. If something breaks below the 200-day moving average, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. We're walking away. We're waiting for the market to stabilize. We'll start looking into private equity or, buying some land or something like that with our money, putting our money to work in other areas, or just stacking up cash and waiting for the market to stabilize. Which, if you've picked up Simplified Profits and read it, you already know that. If you pay attention to this channel, you already know that. But right now, we're trying to make a swing trade in SOXL, trying to keep our average low as this pulls back. And, when it bounces at some point, we'll be good. But even if it doesn't, let's say all chaos just breaks loose, around the world, let's say this pulls back another 30%. We will use our money patiently and just all year long just build a very low average, and eventually, it will bounce back and you'll make a profit. Okay, so read Simplified Profits so you understand how we trade, how we manage our positions. The market can be very simple. You can compound interest over and over and over again. You just got to have a good strategy that works, ladies and gentlemen. So other than that, I'm out. I mean, the market has pulled back. SPY, you can start entering Quad-X. Whatever you do, it's, it's your own risk. All right, I'm not giving trading advice, just kind of sharing what I do here. But this would be a time where, Quad-X, but you would definitely need to have cash flow, because if that drops another 5% down to the 200-day moving average, that's going to put you down 20% in Quad-X. You want to keep it on a leveraged ETF. I wouldn't want to be more than down 10%. I would try to keep my average down, anywhere from 5 to 10%. And then, by the time it bounces back, you should be good. Other than that, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any comments, any feedback, any questions, leave it. I'll talk to you later.